My name's Ken Hicks. I am brand rep with Adventure Manufacturing. We've been manufacturing campers for 55 plus years. So we kind of do your traditional RVs and motorized into our lightweight models here that we're going to take a look at today. Yeah, that's kind of where we are. We're located out of Yakima, Washington. So we're down south of the border. We started in Abbotsford, BC, and we still do have a dealership out of there. But we work with Fraser RV here and in Abbotsford. But our main factory is out of Yakima, Washington. So pretty much we wanted to get into the pop-up side of things because it's been a market that a lot of people have been asking for. And with the pop-up side of things, you're getting that wind resistance dealt with. You usually get to have that platform fit a lot smaller vehicles. So you get to have that mid-sized truck kind of jump in as well. And it's just been, the pop-up has been kind of, as of late, a go-to for a lot of those overlanders, a lot of those truck camper buyers, because of that limitation of being able to store it with a full hard-sided, right?
Yeah.
The storage ability, things like that. And there's a lot of added benefits that we thought it made sense for us to get into that pop-up market. With my mindset, compared to like your outlet cab, the slide-in truck camper, pop-up wide, it provides a lot more space and area for you to work around and for you to do. And it allows you to still not have to solidify your truck bed as being your main camping space. So you can still take your camping space off and still have your full workable truck with a camper like this.
I know everybody kind of does the support legs differently. I'm seeing a cotter pin here. So this is, up top and bottom. So you would be able to pop this off.
Yeah, I'll show you right now. So basically this is what would happen. So jacks can add a little bit of weight to it, right?
Yes.
So I'll jump on this side, make it easier for you.
Wicked, love it.
You can remove them. So say you weren't planning on taking the camper off wherever you're going, didn't want to have to worry about any snags or anything like that on the trail.
Yes.
It's a nice simple pop-off piece comes out.
Okay.
Same with the bottom one like this. These are actually stored in the extended piece right now. The one on the rear right here has it in the short piece right now. So you can see that it has the different extension pieces.
Yeah.
We always recommend if it's off the truck to keep it in the long, just to give you that more surface area covered for stability.
100%.
But it's as simple as this. And you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right? This piece falls down. It could be stored out of the way, kept in the garage. Some people like to keep them off and still bring them with them so they can lay them down on the ground in the floor like that. See, and I'm a big hunter and fisherman as well. So we take them out into the woods quite a bit.
Heck yeah.
So a lot of Forest Service roads, a lot of deactivations, a lot of 4x4ing. Nobody wants to catch a jack and snag one, right?
No.
So it's, again, if you did want to have to take it off when you're there, you can store them on the ground in there, no problem. Up on the bed, no problem. And then you still have your jacks for when you're there. So now you can take them off, and I'll show you how it goes back on.
Actually,
take a look.
How do we operate this?
So you're gonna all scouts will come with a pin piece that will go into here with a drill.
Okay.
That will allow you to drill, or
Nice.
it comes with a hand crank as well. And the nice thing is too is they're really easy to put on. So we'll keep it in the low position just to match. Sure. But again, it just slides right into the rack right here. I'm a little far back. Normally I'd two-hand it closer.
It's all good.
And it would just go in right to piece like this.
We'll blame it on film.
I'm gonna keep this one off because this one, so you can see, is a little tighter. So we're gonna keep it a little angled. So that's the nice thing, is it allows you to play with it. Some trucks are wider than others, right?
Yes.
Some people have different trim packages on them. So it just kind of allows you to be able to, know where things are. And again, it's just the simple pin in. Right through. I always go over top just because that's the way it fits better.
Yep.
Clamp that one in. Same thing with the bottom one. Find the hole. Just like that. All done.
So
You're good to
nice.
go.
That's so nice. So this looks like almost like an outerwear that you see on a jacket.
That's
kind of
pretty
like
much what they went with. So you can see that they're vented pieces, right? So any type of water piece comes through, allows air to come down through in.
Right.
You can see actually we've been a bungee around, so that actually keeps tension on it. So when you are closing it down, it allows things to stay sucked in, right?
Again, as a former rooftop tent guy, I can appreciate, because usually in the rooftop tents you've got the bungees that go side to side to keep it sucked in, whereas this is kind of more of a permanent installation.
Right.
And you don't have to do that one extra step,
Exactly.
which we've all forgotten.
Yeah.
So it's like, that makes a lot of sense. Now, since we're on the topic of the actual construction itself, is there an insulated version maybe coming out in the future?
Currently, yes. So we are working on one. We are working on an insulated. So this is a GFC material. So same with GFC tents.
Okay.
So this is same made with. We partnered with GFC on this.
I
They made
don't know
all
GFC.
Yeah. So they're actually they're a company out of Bozeman, Montana. So like the rooftop tents that we all use, they do cab over conversions and rooftop tent conversions like that. So we partnered up with them on these fabrics.
Smart.
So we joined up with them. They're very tried and true, American made, but again, water resistant, waterproof. All vents away, so that's why we have these vent pieces to them. Allows you to have vent flow and all that through.
Yeah.
But yes, we are working on an insulated piece for the inside. It isn't quite finalized yet, but we are continuing to look into it.
Yep.
Correct.
Inside.
This will be your propane part, vented
Right.
compartment. And this is going to be your piece for that to hold in, plus a quick connect piece as well.
Makes
So
sense.
if you needed that quick connect piece, you're good to go.
Now, I'm going to stir the pot already a little bit, and it's actually kind of my attempt at a bit of a segue as well. Making our way around the back, we have a diesel heater. Now,
Correct.
One of the Fraser Way, sorry, I almost said travel.
Yeah.
One of the Fraser Way reps was saying that generally speaking, you can order these and there's a lot of customization.
Right, so with all the Scouts, everything is very customizable. So all your add-ons, everything like that, majority of your add-ons and stuff can be, sorry, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you wouldn't want to be wasting.
All of our Scout products are customizable. So you are able to order in diesel heaters. You are able to do rooftop tents. If you wanted to add the cooler system, if you didn't want to add a cooler system, different fabric colors, all customizable. And the diesel heater is one of those. These ones, we don't do Truma. It would be a Dickinson. We don't actually have those add-ons for it anymore. They have been people, a lot of Scout owners that do still do the conversion pieces. We have had people that have contacted us because we've had it previously in our models. But currently right now, our main heat option is going to be your diesel heater. So it's a vacuum infused roof. So you have no seals, everything stays nice and true. As well as it comes back down in, it sits nice and flush properly to the contours of the regular shell.
Toilet?
There is.
There is.
So there'll be a slide-in toilet piece right here. This one just doesn't have the option for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good question, actually. Yeah.
I thought so.
If there was going to be a space, it would be a slide out, I guess.
It would be a portable toilet right here. It goes
Okay.
into the compartment
On a
piece on this
track,
side.
or
You
one
could.
that just
This one will be just lifted out, but it does have a lock-in piece. So there is a lock-in piece for travel, and then it just twists off, and you'll be able to pull it out.
Gotcha. I'm
Yep.
always a big fan of the cassette style myself.
Right.
But, yeah.
So our Kenai model will have that cassette style in it. So that's our largest Scout model.
Gotcha.
It has more of that cassette toilet piece. For space purposes and lightweight purposes, we ended up just going with the portable toilet on this.
That makes sense.
That will be your 4-gallon water tank. Yeah, that's 4 gallons. It's lifesaver jerry can. So actually, if you say you were out in the backcountry, by a lake, by any type of fresh water, this will be able to be filled up through that source, double filtered, charcoal filtered, and allow you to have pretty much filtered water anywhere you are. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
And this is the regular truck bed?
This will be your this is your short bed actually.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a short bed that this one's sitting on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.5 foot. So this would fit with the tailgate closed in a regular.
In a regular 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is there a 8 foot?
We don't have an 8-foot bed, but our Kenai will be our closest to that.
Okay.
Pretty much it's sitting at that just over 6.5 feet.
Is that a pop-up as well?
That isn't a pop-up, but we are in the middle of doing that. So right now we have our Tuk Tuk, which is our very small one. So that's going to fit your 4.5-foot truck bed. So your Mavericks, your Ridgelines, things like that, Gladiators.
Yep.
And then you got your Yoho, which is this model, and a pop-up and a 4-sided hard. And then we got our Olympic and Kenai. So those are our next 2 models up. Right now we have them in a 4-sided, but we are currently in that process of getting them into that lineup of doing a pop-up as well. So I'll show you the little trick with this.
Okay.
If you zip these down a bit, and you pull them up just a bit in those corners,
Okay.
you give this a nice roll. It will then hold it up into its spot.
Gosh, I love a truck camper. I really do.
Thanks. No.
I love small space. I've always loved small space
yeah.
architecture.
Yeah.
And so I love seeing like the creative solutions, and there's always going to be compromises. And it's like, I think at the end of the day, as long as you have a clear idea who your customer is, because I think that's where sometimes a lot of products get lost, is because they don't have a clear vision of who we're making this for.
Right.
Now, other people can always utilize it, but I think, and call me out on this if I'm wrong,
for sure.
but I think Scout as a brand
Yes.
is heading towards more of the active recreationalist than the like guy who just needs a place to sleep and logistically got forced into a truck camper.
Exactly. Scout definitely is targeting more of the minimalistic camper, more of the outdoorsy, adventure, really living off the land style of camping.
Yeah.
And it's the minimal side of things is what we really like to really push. It's sustainable that way, right? It's very efficient for you as a person, right? Being able to use your systems inside as well as outside, right? Rather than having to buy double of things and things like that.
Well, I have a really nice stove. I was like, well, why wouldn't I just, option it without a stove?
Right.
With just a propane connect.
It's there.
I can use it inside in inclement weather, but maybe I don't want to fill up the place with boiling water. It's a nice day, or all the reasons, and I want to cook outside.
And that's exactly why we allow that as an add-on. Right? Because the quick connect propane hose will be there in the models if you choose not to get the propane regardless.
Oh, okay.
So the connect will always run through and will be in the spot where the stove will be. So if you did have your own stove that you wanted to use rather than that type of add-on, you are more than capable of doing that.
That's perfect.
It is a low pressure hose line, so you have to make sure that the stove works with the low pressure.
True.
But other than that, it could be whatever's comfort. Same with fridge and freezer wise.
Yes.
If you didn't want to have to go with what we provide as an add-on, if you had a Yeti cooler, you're more than capable of just using that instead, right? So that's really why we want to allow the option for anybody just getting into camping, as well as the experienced vets, because as you know, being an experienced vet, you like to pull things away from all the nice stuff that you have, right? Because you're like, I just don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore, right? So
100%.
that's really what we wanted to target with Scout.
Longtime subscribers will know how much I hate some of the features on my current product. That I'm like, it would serve me no benefit to rip them out,
Right.
But I still want to do it just the same.
Yep.
So it's like, but also, I mean, let's be pragmatic. It's like, I came from a rooftop tent, did a couple of years in that. Again, the purchasing journey for me started looking at
Right.
pop-up campers, not seeing anything on the market that either I felt hit the right price point or had the right combination of features.
Fair.
But I had a Dometic CFX.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I had now granted I had the 75 dual zone,
Yes.
so the fridge freezer combo.
Fair. Yep.
That I had a look earlier. I think
this
it's
one the single?
55.
Yeah, this would be the 45.
45.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe you get lucky or
Yep.
something. But I had the stove, I had the fridge freezer.
Right.
I just needed space. I wanted a place where I could sit and edit,
Right.
or relax,
Right.
or whatever. And I wanted the ability that if it was raining outside,
Had somewhere to go.
well, not only had somewhere more to go, but also like if I wanted to pack up and go,
Yes.
So true story. Before the RV channel, I was doing a mountain biking trip in Squamish. It poured rain for 36 hours straight, and it was
Sounds
plus,
about BC. Yeah.
+2 Celsius.
Okay.
And this was July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got stuck in the tent for 36 hours straight. I couldn't cook because I didn't have the awning on the
Right.
outside. So even if I set up,
Right.
on the tailgate, you're getting
Getting
actively
wet.
getting
Yep.
wet.
Yeah.
There was no heater, so I was cold.
Lovely.
It was 100%, humidity because of the rain.
Yeah.
So it was damp.
Oh, that's lovely.
And and it was a struggle fest.
Just a lovely mix.
And then I went up to Whistler and got 2 more days of it. So
lovely.
yeah, it was awful. But with a rooftop tent is, when you close it up and you want to go into the city,
Right.
all of that moisture and
Exactly.
that dampness is trapped inside.
Right.
There's just no reprieve. Whereas something like this, you could be like, hey, we're rained out today, or I
Yep.
don't, or maybe you went mountain biking and
Right.
you're like, okay, I don't want to do a full day of it because
Right.
it's raining, but I got a lap or two in. Let's go into the city, grab a pint of beer,
Yep.
warm pizza, and hang out.
Exactly.
This is just boop,
Down.
close it down.
Yep.
Or you turn on your heater, you can dry everything out.
Right.
Like it's all
Right.
of the things that.
Now, at the end of the day, I will always say it is still tent material, right?
Yes.
So I always do recommend, if you have the pop-up, to open it up, let
Yes.
some air through it, throw the heater on. That's the nice thing about having the heater,
Yeah.
is you can open it up, throw the heater on, and it'll actually dry things out properly.
All right, looking around, shout out to Yeti with having a
Yep,
bottle opener.
bottle opener as well. This is
Yep.
actually chalkboard as well too, so you can see you get the chalkboard marks in there. So
Oh,
kids can
that's
also
cool.
chalkboard it. You can write a quick note. It all erases away just like that. And it's not that
That's-
chalkboard feel.
No, it's
right?
not.
It's that the Tama material.
That's why I was surprised.
But yeah, it's pretty much you can
Yeah.
do things and it
No.
wipes
way.
right away.
And again, that's great. So if you're camping with a partner and
Yep.
like maybe you go out for a ride and you come back to camp
There's
and
a
you're
note.
not there, gone for a walk,
Yep.
gone to the beach, gone whatever. Yeah.
Super simple and it erases away, and it adds a nice protective finish too.
Yeah.
And all routed, so you can see you have the CN routed Scout
Yes.
logos. We use a slot system on our pieces on the inside here. So this is
Oh, I see it.
the 80/20 slot system.
Yeah.
So you can T-bolt systems in here. Say you want to put like an extra shelf that you can clip in while you're cooking or something like that. It all gives you that customizable ability. It's the same kind of channeling that we use on our gear racks. So
That's-
same the
I was
1080.
just wondering if there's like an opposing. No, it's just
No,
it was
just this one.
Yeah,
Just this one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Again, then you're into your cooktop. So this is a removable cooktop.
Yeah.
It does come all the way out.
Let's grab
No problem.
here.
So you can take the cooktop out. You can go ahead and take it outside if you want. And that's kind of like you mentioned, that is kind of what we wanted to go with. So with this flush kind of set, with that fold over piece, it allows you to use a full counter. And also we actually changed the table size. So I know we have it on
okay.
the fold right now.
Yeah.
But you can see, pin piece out.
Yeah.
But you can see that this piece, it actually goes longer. There's an extra support piece that I can
course.
screw in after.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can really fill in and cover the whole table. So
And
you
this
can
is
have everybody.
perfect for a couple.
Bamboo as well.
Yes.
So it's nice, same as the counter. And if you didn't want to have such a big table, you can spin it to a smaller table, right?
Yeah, for
Things
now.
like that. Also drops down into your bed for you as well.
I could see it, cool night, rainy day,
Exactly.
whatever, sitting there with your partner.
Yep.
Bed size.
Yes, so this guy is actually our king slide.
Really?
So yeah, if you look, you can see that we have our two handle pieces here.
I'm gonna grab.
And it actually pulls out. So it actually goes into the tracks right here. Spin the table out of the way for us.
Yep.
So basically it goes like this. Drops into those parts. Those two cushions fit into here. And now you have a full king size bed.
Holy smokes.
Pop this up open.
Yep.
Close it right down. and you're into your bed that's just shy of a full queen.
Is that?
Yes, just shy.
It'd be a east-west.
East-west, yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very, very interesting.
And then again, yeah, you can pop that out. So all of our models have this option now. You can get that king size slide. Really allows you to fit. I got 3 dogs, so myself, partner, and 3 dogs doesn't go well on a smaller bed. So the king slide is perfect.
Right.
And again, this also pops into a bed here. You can see the 2 spots. Table comes off the Laguna mount. Laguna mount goes down, and then it plops right down in there, and it gives you an extra little sleeping piece as well.
Right. Now, I'm assuming, maybe I shouldn't assume,
No.
the overall length of this is probably for a human sub 5'5".
Correct. That's going to be more of the kid sleep, or what you can also do is an angle sleep. So what people do is you can angle across leg-wise, give you a little bit more of that room for you.
Right.
But this will be generally more, again, someone that's short. I am 6'5", so I'm not the person to be fitting there.
True.
But someone shorter, or kids, a very big kid section too, which is nice.
Yeah.
You can, depending on the size of the kids, you can have them going both ways, right? Just really depends. Dogs as well, if you don't want them up in the bed too.
Fabric. Is there like a color palette swatch that people can choose
Yes,
from?
so we've actually gone to 2 colors. So we have this coyote brown that you're seeing right now.
Which is super nice.
Right, and then we also have a forest green.
Oh, okay.
We don't have the forest green here. I don't see a piece to show it.
That's okay.
But it'd be a forest green. It's looking similar to this, but a little bit more green, obviously.
Yeah.
But same kind of fabric piece. It's very soft.
It's super soft to the
Very
touch.
smooth. It doesn't really cause too much any friction feel or anything like that. So it keeps it nice.
Is there going to be a future option for soft bag storage like I saw in the other
We are
slippers?
looking into it right now. So currently we are looking into that soft bag storage piece. We're just trying to figure out ultimate best mounting spaces for them.
Right.
Just with the closed down, right, fact of things.
Yes.
But we are still looking into that. But with us being up on the rooftop, you can see our tracks all enclosed internally. So if you did need to get
that's
to any
super
wiring,
nice.
it's just right here.
I don't know why I didn't even notice
You don't
that
have to drill into anything, and that's the nice thing. The way that we did the black accent, it really disguises things in here. You're right. You don't. It's not eyesore.
I'm genuinely impressed because I have been in other pop-up campers where the wiring is
It's
fully
more
exposed.
that, and it's in the tube, that plastic
Yeah,
tube
yes.
piece, and it just doesn't look as clean,
It
right?
doesn't, no,
so we
it-
wanted to go with that flat track to match the flat lights,
is
as well as you can push the light buttons in, makes it simple. It's nice light touch. You can change the dimmer of them. You can pop them right off. All sorts of different things.
Any chance there's going to be like this is a warm light, so
Yes.
kind of like a 3500 Kelvin. Any plans for a daylight version?
So we do have a daylight one already. That's currently what our scouts were.
Okay.
We actually just switched to the warm light.
too funny.
Yeah, so we actually went the opposite way.
I know. Again, these things are so personal preference. I
Right.
like a daylight, especially with the brown. It's got a
Warm.
very comfort,
Yep.
very warm
Yep.
feeling. Myself with the daylight, it's a bit more, I think, functional, a little clinical in that sense.
Yes.
So, yeah, to each their own.
And then it just kind of goes into your fantastic fan option, which is also nice. Not a lot of
Right.
pop-ups get the fantastic fan.
They do.
So it blows it in and out nicely.
Yes.
And then you're getting into your main vent. So this is what I always like to say is that with all the zippers and all the options of letting airflow, flowing of air is not an option in a pop-up tends to be.
No.
So you get a lot of nice movement of air regardless, right?
Yeah.
So that front vent piece, and again, full panoramic view. That's one thing I like to point out all the time is you can be standing cooking and not having a blind spot for you outside, right? You can look, oh, nobody's there, no one's here, no one's there. You feel a lot more protected, and you can see, say, the kids outside playing, you're good, right?
I'm hoping, is it possible to illustrate just how this mechanism
I'll
works?
see if it will allow me. I don't think we have anything blocking, but basically you can see how this would pull down through. And you can see how the roof comes down, close. I won't pull it all the way just because
No,
we
of
are
course
on the
not.
show.
Yes.
But they would just clam down like that, and then when you're about to pop it out, you just push these bars again, lock it in, lock it in.
And you have to do both at the same time?
Yeah, you would have to do both at the same, but honestly, the weight, you can do this with one person. Doesn't have to be big or small.
Yeah.
The way that the mechanism allows you, it's like you're kind of cranking it up without cranking it up.
Yeah.
And then the nice thing, like you heard there, that lock in,
Yes.
it for sure locks it in, it stays there, and you don't have to worry about collapsing.
I commented on it earlier, and I'll comment on it again. It's the same cam style as what you might see on a four-wheel camper.
Correct.
But done in such a way that you're not losing the
front,
visibility,
exactly.
the front and the back, and you're not having to pop it up the back
Front,
first,
yeah, exactly.
and then crawl in, and then
And push the wood piece across, and get up there. So
Exactly.
that's one thing that we did. We looked into, obviously, into the competitors of things.
Yes.
Forward Camper is obviously a great camper out there.
Sure.
So obviously we're going to take a look and see how things were, and that's one thing we noticed when talking to customers was, well, I kind of have to crawl into it while it's flat in order to get to the front to pop it up and then pop the back up. So we want to eliminate that. We wanted to just be one motion, one movement, that's it. So literally all you would do is open the door, put your hands on either rail, and you would just push up, lock in, and when you're done, push down, lock in.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Electronics as equipped from factory. I see
Yes.
800 watts inverter.
Yeah, so this is our new power tower system.
Okay.
So you, like you just said, the 800 watt inverter, as well as this is going to be your main light system. So you can see here, you got your heaters, your fridge, your interior lights, your porch light, USB charging piece. So that's this piece right up here, as well as your main control. So it's a Victron control that we're using, up to our Renogy solar panels.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, do you know what? We might actually be able to wrap this one up
That
because
sounds
the
good.
battery is still going.
Sweet.
I cannot thank you
Hey,
enough.
no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, and
Absolutely.
we're here for you anytime.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if people watching this
Yeah,
want to
so
reach out,
if you want to reach out for Scout and Adventure, feel free to go to either website. So it's adventurecampers.com or scoutcampers.com. You'll be able to find all your info, contact information, things like that. I'm Kent. I'm the Adventure rep. We also have Ryan, who does a lot of our Scout rep stuff. So either one of us will be able to get you guys going. Any info need, even if it's just information on measurements and things like that, please reach out. We're here to help you guys, no matter what.
I love it. Love
Yeah.
it.